Welcome to the True Mark. God's cure for anger and passed down from generational, what do you call them?
Traumas?
What is it?
Traumas?
No, passed down from, what is it called that? For, geez, I had it stuck in my back of my thoughts. Generational curses. Like, I mean, what's God's cure for that? That's the Spirit. He sent His Son down, died on the cross for our forgiveness so we could be forgiven, but down deep to take away anger, take away that generational curse. But if you don't recognize that generational curse, you're going to pass it down to your kids after kids after kids. And it goes on and goes on. And it comes from history, past history, and it will keep going. And the main thing is to get that cure. And the cure is the tools. That's God's tools is the Spirit. And having that Spirit, it's like having this bottle. But if you don't put the water in that bottle, you have no Spirit. And that goes with the tools that God gave us. And that's the Bible, the book of John, and the things that God is everywhere. But I mean, like I say, boy, the keys to heaven, it's a more easier way to structural to feed your spirit, to give you the abilities to have that tools that God is offering. And like myself, today I was really angry because I mean I was trying to do this really early and it's been 3 hours later and I was full of anger. But I mean, is it because of not organizing and like I'm up at 7 in the morning, I'm sitting around constantly going and and I started thinking, am I cursed? Is this anger gonna pass down and go past? If I didn't have my Spirit, I wouldn't have a stopping block to sit down and weigh myself out because the anger would take me into a deeper, stronger of maybe breaking windows, speeding, swearing, whatever. Because anger is a horrible thing, but I mean, it's prolonged. It's led, and it could keep going. And if you don't put a stop to it and speak about it, it will override you. So having the Spirit, I'm speaking out to it because my goal is to set something up to try to help people. My goal is to help myself. And if I can't help myself, how could I help anybody? And the biggest thing is I spent a lot of time, like I mean years and years and years doing this. And furthermore, it's for a cause. It's not just for myself. It's to show that generational curse could be broken.
Yeah.
That anger could be broken. That anger could be controlled instead of led to murder or beating, smashing somebody up or doing whatever, tearing yourself apart. Grabbing something to numb your anger. You know, the whole idea, if you don't have that Spirit within you fed, that anger and generation curses are going to go on. There's no stopping to it. Absolutely no stopping.
No, exactly.
Unless you're going to try to mend it yourself. And it's going to be a long time going. And in the meantime, there's going to be a lot of people hurt out there. And it's not just yourself, it's your family. And it goes back from, you look at your life. If you can look at yourself. Look at, are you doing something about yourself, or are you just stumbling on yourself? Are you angry? Are you not moving? You can't get ahead anywhere. You can't do anything because of whatever. It's because either you got a curse behind you, or you're full of anger and you're lost. And only way you're gonna break that cycle is get within God's word. And like I say, the keys to heaven will feed your spirit. and it feeds anybody's spirit. And more so, it will take you out of that anger, and it will take you out of that curse that you're living, that that was passed down from generation after generation. Because if not, if you have any kids, your kids are going to pay the price of your doing. So, like, I mean, stumbling, anger is a poison. It's a poison.
Yeah.
But I mean, it will go on and on and on if you don't have something to control it to bring you back. And I thank God every day because I have anger in a lot of times, but I come out of it quickly because of the Spirit. But more so, my generation of curses, I can see some of the things my dad did, but my dad's gone now. He passed on. But the biggest thing, I can still see some, but I never had a really connection to my dad. So the curses couldn't really get passed down to me because I wasn't living near him. I didn't have structurally around him. So if your dad's gone long farther away, then curses aren't going to be passed down to you because your dad ain't there to pass them down to you. But I mean, generational curses are real and they do get passed down if you don't have a stopping block. And God and Jesus is a stopping block. And feeding that spirit will stop that passing down that generational. It might sound stupid, but I mean it's like an invisible meaning. If you have a meaning to something, and if you don't prolong it and do it, what are you doing it for?
Yeah.
What do you have it for? You know, like what's the sense of living? You know, what is the purpose of
Yeah,
living?
if you don't have a purpose.
The whole idea is to try to give yourself a better life, a better meaning, and a better something that you can pass down generation after generation. And the whole idea, our world is in a bad place. It's not because of the world. It's because us as people. It's passed down generational curses and anger. And anger is a negative energy. And if you don't have something to control it or break that cycle, lots of things happen in the means of it. So like I don't know, like I mean I thank God every day now. Like I mean I read John 1 to 21 like a stepping block. Like I mean it's an ongoing thing and it's gonna be stuck with me for the rest of my life because if I didn't have this, I don't know where I'd be. I'd be obviously full of anger and I probably wouldn't be able to break that cycle.
Yeah.
So, and the biggest thing is, I want to leave something that I'm alive doing, and it shows a positive meaning. But if I'm dead tomorrow, all this what I did is a positive thing that's still going to live on.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, God is real, Christ is real, but God sent Christ, and He gave us this abilities to have the Spirit within us, and we all have it. But if you don't have tools to feed it and grow it, it's just going to be an empty glass or an empty bottle with no fluid in it. But it's a spirit within us. We're a shell, but if we have nothing in it, we're of nothing.
Mm.
But we all have the spirit, but it's a low dose. So, and if when you have the spirit and you can see things that you're doing, basically just watch yourself, look at yourself. What are you doing? Just what do you do every day? That's all you have to see. See what you do.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the best job. It's how you live your day-to-day life will show if you have that spirit fed within you.
Yeah, it shows you how you are as a person.
100%. But I mean, it's so sad that you know it's right in front of us, but we still walk past it. You know, it's an ongoing thing. Anger could take you and put a blockage within you you can't see in front of you because that anger is just that dark spell within you, and
Mhm.
and that's like a generational curse as well. like, I mean, we have to break this cycle of anger. We have to break the cycle of that generational curses. So, like, and the only way you're gonna do that, you ain't gonna do it on your own. You have to have that spirit within you, and you have to have God and Christ in your life. It's not like you have to talk to God daily. God gave us the tools, and once you have the tools, that's the royal gift, and He gives you the abilities to see. And if you're not seeing, you're not feeding. It's that simple. It's straightforward. But I mean, life's gonna go on. Even if you are in a curse, it's still gonna keep going. But it's up to you to break that curse. It's up to you to break that cycle of anger.
Yeah.
But you ain't gonna do it on your own. You need that spirit, and that's what God sent Christ to give us, that spirit. And we have that spirit within us. Everybody in the planet has it. But if it's an empty glass with a little drop of fluid in there, that's like your shell of a body. With the spirit within you is like that glass with a drop of water. So get that water full, and then see the actions of your life. If you don't have any actions of good deeds and good ways of living, look back at it. Just look back and see what's going on. And if you have the spirit, believe me, you're gonna see everything in front of you. Even if you're doing a little job, like I experienced that the other day, watching somebody, working. He was stumped, and it's everything's in front of you, but the spirit's weak. If the spirit's strong, you'll be able to see right through it.
Yeah.
You'll be able to figure it out quickly, and that means anything. Your driving skills, your reading skills, your just everyday life will become better at your life if you have that spirit fed means within you, and more so the knowledge of accepting it. If you don't accept it, you got nothing anyways. You must have that empty glass because you ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. No, that's true.
You're existing, but that's all you're doing is existing. And maybe you might change in maybe 30 years, 20 years, 5 years, or maybe in a few hours.
But wouldn't you want to change right now?
It's the whole idea is to get that flowing within you so you have the abilities to change and watch yourself change. You don't have to tell people you change. They'll automatically see it within you. And more so, you'll be able to see so many things outside of your area, and what you're doing, you'll be able to get through it quicker because you have a spirit. Even anger. Like, I mean, God's not going to take away anger. He's only going to give you the cure to cure your anger.
Yeah, exactly.
To slow it down and to understand it and walk away and fix it. Fix your problems. Speak about it. Talk about it. So they could feel your emotions. So they know you're serious. Or whoever. They don't think you're just a roll in the dark or just a nobody. You're trying to become somebody if you have the spirit. But if you're not going to become somebody, you don't have the spirit.
Yeah.
Like,
if you don't have goals, that basically shows that you don't have a reason to keep living, and without a reason to keep living.
Everybody has goals. Everybody wants to have better life.
Yeah, but
everybody
sometimes they're
wants to
so
have a better
lost,
life.
they don't understand.
Because they're an empty glass.
Yeah.
They're an empty glass. Get that glass full. And then you're going to have dreams, you're going to have visions, you're going to have abilities, you're going to have all kinds of stuff and more so, the best thing is about you'll be able to break cycles of life. You'll be able to break that cycle of negative energy. You'll be able to, see your gains and growth and your abilities to become that better person.
Exactly, yeah.
And to, it's like anything. If you don't do something, you're not going anywhere. So it's the whole idea is to keep watering it, and watering it means feed the spirit. A lot of people nurture it by reading the Bible and stuff. I understand that. And if you could do it day to day, every second,
And
and you have
understand
a
it. Yeah.
system to it, it's definitely going to feed your spirit. 100%. But I mean, the biggest thing is look at your actions, look at your day, look at yourself. What are you doing better in your life? If you're not doing anything better in your life, if you're still living the same old life, it means your spirit ain't being fed properly.
Yeah.
So, whole idea, address it. Look in the mirror. You can't lie to yourself. You know, biggest thing is look at your actions. Look at what you're doing day to day, second by second.
Yeah.
You know, year to year. You know, like it means look what you've done, look what you gained, look what you accomplished.
Yeah. Accomplished.
You know, like I mean, it doesn't have to be anything major. Did you, you know, like, are you changing your life from being dirty? Are you become cleaner? Are you become, you know, more productive in the little things? You don't have to have big things, just little gains.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it doesn't have to be something like I moved out of the city or like I got this big old job.
Yeah, no, like I mean, even if you don't even have a job, it's just how you live in your life today, because it could change. And if your life changes in the day, it means everything around you could change. Better things will come your way. Only if you're looking for them, and only if you're doing. It ain't gonna happen if you have a sourness and full of anger. And you got generational curses within lingering on you. But you can break that curse if you feed the spirit. Your cycle's already broken. God's gift is really working within you, and your eyes become open. Everything becomes open around you. The biggest thing is you'll see the rewards that are coming flowing in at your doorstep, right in front of you, because you're gonna see what all you gained and fast.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I keep talking about the spirit, but it's so important.
Yeah.
It's the most important thing in life now, because nothing matters unless you have that spirit, and nothing really matters if it's not fed. It really matters if it's not fed, because you're gonna live the same life after life over and over and over, and that's a curse itself. So get that spirit fed within you and start living a new life, new ways, and more opportunities. I don't know if I keep rambling off the same stuff,
No, I don't think you said that.
but we all deserve it, and our world deserves it. Because I mean, our world deserves to be a better place, and the actions of our world, you know, like us as people, if we have that spirit fed within us, our world will become a better place, and we will be able to see the betterness of the world. And that's a gift that came from God and Christ. You know, God sent Christ, and Christ died on that cross so we could have that spirit within us. So in order to grow that spirit, it has to be fed. In order to feed it, you know, choose your own way, but feed it daily. And if you're not feeding it, the biggest thing is if you don't see gain in yourself and your life, you're not feeding it right. You know, that's all I'm saying. If you're seeing a great gain, you're seeing you know, generational curses broken, and your life is changing more and more every day, and then you're on the right path. And then why change it? You're already doing great. But I mean, if you're gonna lie to yourself and say everything's happening and nothing's happening, and even when you're stuck and you're in some kind of a rut, and if you can't see your way out quickly, it means your spirit is lame. It's not doing very well, because your spirit will take you out and lead you, because that's what God sent that for. The spirit is a guide, it's a leader. It will lead us out of bad things, it will lead us into good things. And if you're not being led out of bad things, you're not led into good things, it means your spirit ain't fed. Simple.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I came here a little bit angry because of things not falling into the right place. But maybe this is what it had to do, so we could speak of it.
Yeah.
You know, the whole idea is to vent, get it out,
Yeah,
and show
exactly.
people that, that's, you know,
Also, part of
just, well, just because I'm traveling with God doesn't mean I'm not gonna have anger.
yeah, like you're still
You
a
know,
human being.
the anger's there, but I mean, whole idea is to talk about it, get it out, show people what it means to you, what you're trying to do. And if you're trying to do nothing and you're angry, you're showing nothing anyways. But if you're trying to better something in life and you're full of anger and you speak of it, maybe that might open the door to them to see what you're trying to progress.
And it shows that you're still human. Like it shows that everyone has emotions. Like most people say that once you believe in God, you don't have any anger. But like all humans have
Well, we
all
all
different
have
emotions.
anger,
Yeah.
and we all have stuff that's going to carry on. And whatever your actions do in life will be passed down generational. It will be passed down. And even if that person just takes on your habits and it's just by, because they had in other words, their spirit is so weak and their spirit, what they have, picks up on bad energy. So that generational curse is connected to them because they're doing what you've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it gets passed down. But you can break that cycle if you give them the opportunity to have that spirit within them. The spirit's going to lead them. I don't, you don't have to lead them. The spirit will lead them. Each individual has their own spirit.
Yeah.
So, and if you're doing better for yourself, they're going to see that you're doing better for yourself. But if you're doing shitty for yourself, they're going to see that you're doing shitty.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to see what you're doing. And if you're not accomplishing anything, they see it. What do you think they're blind?
No,
People
exactly.
see it. They'll see everybody. And everybody has the same, where they say we are all equal. I believe that too. But some people are richer than the other. But I mean, richness is nothing. You know, I believe the spirit will lead you into richness if you have
That's
that
what.
spirit
Yeah.
as well, because it's going to give you the abilities to get it, to create a new job or make a new job or just to live a nice, healthy life
Mm-hmm.
and be healthy within yourself. Eat properly or the best you can, and uh, and live a prosper life. You don't have to be rich to be prosper.
Yeah.
God's reward is more prospering. You have that spirit is worth more than any money out there anywhere.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Most people don't want to be rich. Like not everyone, but most people don't want to be rich because they're more rich in life. Like they're more happy within.
Well, you know what? God gave us the abilities to have nice things, but
Mm-hmm.
it all depends how you do it. And if you flaunt it, then you're using it. But if you have nice things, it's not wrong to have
No, yeah.
nice things. It's okay to have nice things. But if you abuse it and you throw things around and you don't take care of the things you got, you know, why did you have it? Because you could just buy another thing. You want to control what you have.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it goes with the spirit. If you don't have the spirit, you don't care what's around you. You just replace it.
Yeah.
Constantly replace. But I mean, if you have the spirit, you'll nurture it. You'll really care for what you
Mm-hmm.
have.
No, yeah, exactly.
So like I mean, becomes more open, more connection. You got a more of a connection to the energies.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
No, yeah, I think so too.
But I mean, I don't know. Like I mean, if we think we could beat the system, the systems all depends on what you're trying to beat, right?
True, yeah. And it's usually always like ahead of you.
Well, the world's full of negative energy, and the negative energy comes from actions, and actions become from, well, neglection of human nature, right? Human nature carries on for what's going on out there. It's lack of spirit, it's more spirit than anything. I believe the world needs spirit, and that spirit
Mm-hmm.
fed base will make this world a better place. You
No,
know,
yeah, I believe so too.
100%. And churches are good. for companionship and friendship, and then you could you pass whatever you gain in life, you could show other people, and if it's going well, or even if it's just a stable way of life, the way of living, like if it's going there just to brag and flaunt, you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Because God wants us to be, you know, how do you call it? Showing people who you really are. If you're gonna try to be, you got a lot of money and you're gonna flaunt it, and you're gonna think you could buy Porsches and all kinds of stuff. You're doing it for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
You don't need that items to show whatever.
And if you're looking for reassurance within other people, then that shows that you don't have a spirit.
Well, you're buying all that stuff
Yeah.
because you're hiding it from your spirit, because
Yeah.
it's items, but a spirit will show you a great item, because you become that item of a greatness if you're full of spirit. If you don't have that spirit, you got nothing. And we all have a spirit. It's just lack of energies within your spirit that you have. So, like, I mean, it's a lot of people replace it with drugs or items.
Yeah.
They try to hide it within drugs because they don't have any items. So they bury themselves into alcohol, drugs, or whatever, and they try to numb the pain. And other people that don't have the spirit buy items, buy fancy cars, buy nice houses,
Yeah.
and the relationships don't make it. They starve within them. Their anger, because anger goes on, and jealousy and everything else goes with it. Because again, lack of spirit. Just items don't make you a better person.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's all within yourself. And then if you have items, you'll drive it just like a normal car. You won't flaunt it. God doesn't want you to not to have things. He just wants you to
appreciate them, basically.
Not just appreciate them. Yeah, appreciate what He's given you, because He's what's given you. Everything that we have is what's given from God. He can take everything away in a second. Your life could be ended in a second. And nothing matters after that.
Exactly.
It's what we can make of our life today, and what we can show other people, like that we can make better ways of life. Our path will show that if we're a better person or not. Like, I don't know, like, I mean, it's life is a big place, and the biggest thing is, if without a spirit, you're lost in that life. That's all I say. You have that spirit, you feed it, you got a mission, a good mission that you could accomplish pretty much anything. Because God gave us that spirit, will lead us to success, or a mission completed. You know what I mean? It will get completed if you have it. So I don't know. I hope I don't bore people out there and stuff. I'm just trying to show what happened to myself and the gains that I'm gaining from the spirit. That's all. Till next time.